I did say I was going, double record this. This definitely won't get posted on the same day. I definitely, y'all will see this on what's today? Tuesday. I will see this on. Let me see. Gotta go to that joint. Oh, first I gotta look anyway. I gotta check the audio, but y'all would see this on. Oh, Thursday. Y'all would see this Thursday actually. Forgot I dropped the Gears vid yesterday. Did I drop that? Oh nah, I didn't drop the Gears vid. Alright, my fault. Y'all will see this Friday. Alright. So the Gears vid would have already been out. Alright. So alright. Let me check this audio. Alright. Let me check. Okay. Alright. Now we ready. Steph PG3 here, and I've arrived back in the Phoenix, right? He said, see, look at me saying it. It's special now. Because, I don't know, last time we started off this screen, so I gotta say Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy, man. Press B. You already know where we at. We back in that courtroom. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Emma is not around either. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lena Sky. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Bro, is he allowed to do that in here? Witness, please state your name and occupation. Bro, you just gonna let him drink in here? Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trials of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross the intersection when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. Bro, Your Honor, is you really gonna let him drink in here, bro? Is that a lot? That's not allowed. And for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the Harlem wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edward described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner? What do you mean? A desperado soul was at boundless at the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. What the fuck is he yapping about? Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Yeah, like, what is he? Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. His buddy is saying in plain old English. Is he actually gonna talk in English, bro? I gotta see this. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. They said, should I still give him his accent? Like, I feel like he's just faking it though. I don't feel like he actually was. So, I'm just making him talk regular and stuff. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room protected by security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the Street Zone Salon at the time it went down. I'm just innocent traveling, man, so you're out of ammo. It's time I hit the trail. I still give him the accent. Just not the old partner or nothing, things of that nature. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cow poke like you know about those. Yes, well, about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers. Fingerprint activity locks. What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or for following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Day of the crime. Okay. Alright, we gonna let it rock out. Yeah, I know how we do this. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing more than the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. It's nothing unusual as recording tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erased the tape, it felt like I was erasing part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't good to do him any good. It isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room, but you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado, I know Let's Rules get in his way. No desperados, I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in the crypt in weeks. How did this guy avoid being fired? You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible. Bro, what, bro? The sensors on the locker handles can be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now, they mentioned that Detective Gumshoe said something like that, too. Anyway, it doesn't seem like this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel Steak lunch can beat the Paler's Rogue Sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth stands. Did you not want to raise this year? Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner, or as you would call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to the crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. My stale horse is waiting to carry me back to West in the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for the guard in the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texas don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently, your superiors don't. Okay, I have a term on my sleeve. Okay. Okay. You gotta pull out the fingerprint. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that it is you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingers would be in there. Only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints are covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? The bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene. The blood was wiped away, however. Aluminum test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't a person here in the room with a head on his shoulders. I take you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Blood-stained fingerprints. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood-stain and fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. Oh yeah, he capping. The witness explanation appeared valid. Well, there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may cross-examine a witness. This guy hiding something. I can feel it. Now it's my chance to prove it. Alright. We obviously gotta... Okay. I can't let him squirm out of this one. Gotta find something. Something decisive to tie Officer Marshall to this crime. Trust me. That's because you. How did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That is one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? What I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that in there now throws a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprints was never removed from the locker's programming. He must have been using a fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Marshall's fingerprints updated. Okay. So then, what about the bloody handprint? It wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It's just so happened. The chance of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that, no, happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gotta get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You want to know why? Unrelated. It's different as night and day. Kind of like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, and the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although some seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what humans would have to do with this. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, though, to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshow's locker. However, no fingerprints or detectives on that handprint. Oh, you thinking we tried? Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hair on the top of Officer Marshall's fingerprints. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert is just a food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, the video is the only direct evidence you have. But the video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Redford, can you show it? I said, Mr. Edgar. Well, Mr. Wright, can you show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present? Please do so now. Damn. Do we got evidence for that? Alright, let me see. We got to. We got to do it. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being making a mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us the incriminating... Oh, damn. I never get to read it, bro. We gonna fast forward, bro. Bro, I got it. Look, glove fell out, y'all. Boom. Y'all see his locker, right? Boom. Had a little tussle with Meekins. Cooked Meekins. Boom. We round back. Meekins slump. Cooked him. And there it go, right there, y'all. Bink. Bringing our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. I gotta do my little evil laugh. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you summon what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words? Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in this video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Hey. Yeah, bro, it was him. He's guilty! I broke my theory, I knew it! I knew it was him, bro, it's him. It's him, y'all, it's him. The white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Bro, is that man wearing heels? Why look like he's wearing heels? Order. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. Oh yeah, right? Oh yeah, that had to be that, right? I said right like it's not. Hey, fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier. The locker can only be opened by detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, these locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh yeah, he nervous. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Bro, he definitely wearing heels, bro. I'm not tripping, bro. He definitely is. Order. Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Ole. What is Ole? Excuse me, Ole, please answer the question. What is he now? A bullfighter? Oh my. That's right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Minkins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall? Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Where was Officer Marshall? Bink! Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Minkins witnessed detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. Officer Meekins, may I point out though that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes. And how did that Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple, he couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on the ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got a quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? You still denying it? You're going to have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. It seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall for no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There was no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance that it might be discovered later as it had been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense argument, the officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is that piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video is my only shot. Very well. Let's take yet another look at that security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the Alright. Let's look, bro. He walked over there. Boom. Opened his locker. John fell out. Boom. Minkins walked in. Boom. Cooked him. Minkins suck. He don't know how to fight. Boom. Now the locker is open. But what could it be? Hey, wait, can you? Wait, can you like? Bro, it has to be the knife. Wait, hold on, let me see something. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. You gotta, whoa! Bingo. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman. And oh damn, I tapped A too fast. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent than you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell us the court what you did. All of it. All right. It seems the time has come. Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Minkins. I knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew which errors wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's only one thing I still don't understand. Traces of large quantity of blood was found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Minkins managed to cut his own hand. My guess he's the donor. If it was way too much blood for such a small donation. Okay, we gonna let it rock out, y'all. I had a feeling we would wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. Better take another look at that files. The files. Okay, we're gonna have to look at that. When you say it, you mean, do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident 2 years ago has passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transfer that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. The incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking in the evidence room? When the case is closed, only that case leaves detectives can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cause. I don't care what anyone says, partner, that case is mine. But Officer Marshall, the charge of that investigation, why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance, that's why. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I did make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card, I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I returned his ID. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because his rubber glove just so happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins, certainly he is a 1 in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his rage this year. And when did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me. I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Minkins out and... So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If I had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Minkins. If someone's in the security room, when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened up my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time?
There you go.
What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates that a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. You stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Ezra, where's that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. What did you do? Stealing a detective ID, injuring a police? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. There will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a violent situation. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness had an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crime. One thing I can say for sure, he deserved the sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling it. Okay. Oh, alright. Okay. Bro, it gotta be. It's one of these. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the XL9 incident files here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. And the list of murder victims. Nell Marshall, are you related to this man? Nell Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. Oh, that's his brother? He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now, I remember, Prosecutor Nell Marshall. He handled the SL9 incident case before I did. That's right, he was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murder of Damon Gant, the then deputy chief of police. The group of, bro, has he been in this picture the whole time and I didn't notice? Bro, I swear I didn't see this man in this picture this whole time, bro. I swear I didn't. The group of detectives I was part of under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dart. My brother fought Dart and was killed. That was the first time Dart left behind any evidence. That's all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the police records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dart. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one can beat him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the record says. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with his resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, the mysterious man has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happened by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder of prosecutors at the prosecutor's office, the fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance, it's got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lena Sky. Bro, it's not her, bro. It can't be her. I don't believe that it's her. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained a mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me the boys got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky, and the testimony of one Miss Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. I rest my case. It seems the trial has reached its conclusion. There is no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving that alleged murder at the police department. No, bro, it's not over. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera tape really was fake. But I did realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. The court finds this defendant. Bro, I was about to say, wait, who said that? Emma? Your Honor, wait. Emma? The defense has an objection, a scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor. In a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Wait, what? I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dart killings. Now that she mentioned it, the name of both Sky's sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces found on Detective Gumshow's locker, but no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are only clue we have. We can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up now, dear Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident of the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be. Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with the handprint in Detective Gumshow's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? You gotta object, bro. You can't let it slide. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intensely at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that went drawn will completely change the meaning of this blood mark. Let us pray this defense simply isn't trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, what item can prove something is missing on the floor plans? Bro, it would have to be the jar, right? Bro, I feel like the jar is not a good. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It gotta be the jar, bro. I'm gonna pick the jar. But I don't know if it's the jar. Oh no, man. Oh no, man. Wait. Nah. That's the blue badger. The blue badger ain't there, bro. It's not there. Bro, why did I just... Bro, I just tapped the wrong thing, bro. Bro. See, look at me trying to be all fast with it. The blue badger, bro, it's not there. Bro, how is you allowing this man to drink in the courtroom, bro? You can't even do that, bro. You letting this man get drunk in here. How is we taking his word for it? He done took a sip out of that joint like 8 times. What about this piece of plywood? The blue badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? That's right. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at the spot of the locker. What? So that means, just what exactly does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found in that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't. Mr. Wright, think it through, scientifically. Emma. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought that blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean his blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment, I would not allow such far-fetched boulder dash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st in the police department evidence room, blood was spilled not once but twice. But how? One time was captured on his tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Bro, this creepy looking jump, bro. They gotta get another mascot, bro. This joint is too creepy dancing like this on the camera, bro. Someone bled prior to the struggle showing this tape. It had to been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found in his locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first accident occur? To summarize, the defense claimed that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us. When did the first accident occur? Mr. Wright said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, please present its evidence. Alright, y'all. What shows when the first crime took place? Bro, the first... It would have to be the ID, this. It would have to be this. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have entered it. In order to do so, the ID card would be required. An ID card? Oh, the ID court record. Officer Meekins brought the blue Badger painter into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you had nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot, though, to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nah, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand it either. It's clear from the aluminum test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I have just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have been taking place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Bro, it's whoever is 777, bro. That 777 ID card, it has to be the real murderer. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one under the card number remaining, 77777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room since there's no record of his card being used beforehand? He must have been entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 77777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 77777. That's 172 many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with the rank of a captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to acquire into such person's identity. But that's ridiculous. I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted and an official change, you're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you, to her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked it up. looked up her ID number. It's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. And that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Damn. Look at Lana finally taking the stand, bro. Did you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we felt the powerless of that law. At least I did. Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defended. Just what are you saying? I ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me an investigator in that crime in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Dang, bro. That's crazy. So she just capped about evidence, bro, and she got Buddy killed. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. Order. Nah, bro. Lana remarks caused such a stir. The chaos would have been waiting. Damn, this is just to be continued. Bro, it just got good, bro. It got real good, but we gotta end the video here, bro. Alright, y'all. Like, share, subscribe if you're new, turn post notifications on, and I'm out, man. That was wow. That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy.